Hello viewers, this week we are at Circuit de Ledenon. Again, we are the top split with the M2 Cup, the top rated players of iRacing. And I'm happy to tell you that I scored the 6th position in this race, which is quite not bad. It was a really tough race. I was in the middle of the pack all the time. I didn't lose the gap in front of the car behind me, which is a quite interesting race to be honest. Every time it's the opposite, but this time it really worked out. I'm happy. So, here we are at the qualifying lap of this race. At the first corner, hitting the late apex. It's a double apex move, so again hitting the late apex. You don't need to pressurize the brake yourself, it's just tap to the brakes, the car slightly glides to the corner. Onto the downhill. I'm following the track lines as the tire marks as my track lines, which is pretty easier to walk upon with. Again hitting the late apex. It's a wide track so you can move really well, but it is really harder to control when you have these uphills and downhills. Smooth trial brake to the exit. Gradually stripping on the gas. Been slightly wide and slightly early on the gas. And again hitting the late apex, steering it really well so that you can get a good exit. Onto the last downhill of this corner, of this track. Smoothly trailing it off and be early on the pedal. And to the uphill. And we do 131. As the lights go out, since I am 5th on the grid, I was not on the inside line, so I was trying to sneak to the inside line. Somehow I got 3 wide, as you could see here. But I have to yield the position who was on the inside line. Lost many positions here, went wider on this exit. And that's an off track, by the way. Behind me has gone off there, so I have some good bandwidth with a less pressure to drive and chase the car out of me. That's what happens when you are on fresh on tires and you're aggressive on gas. Wide corner, trying to hit the right apex, and then there's a car ahead of there, gone over right. Usually try to take flat on this corner and then a hard brake. And I got a really bad exit there, so the car behind me is an advantage for them to overtake. He's close to me and he has the inside line. And he got the position. Heads down. Slightly wide there, but yeah. Let's try and chase him down. It's really close to him. He went off track there. The gap is seeming to stay the same here. is how harder is to control M2s on iRacing. It's really hard to control this car. As you can see my steering movement, it's on the corners. Now the gap has increased a bit and the driver behind me also closed the gap, which means that I am the slow driver here. It's not an ideal exit or ideal corner to take it out. I was slamming the brakes there. The car ahead of me is doing a lot of off-track events there. His incident points would have skyrocketed, and I'm pretty much sure that he's also driving in some pressure because of us. Let's try and let's utilize that if possible. But it's really hard to close the gap. As you can see the oversteer. Now he will be increasing the gap behind me, ahead of me. Surprisingly, we are still at 1 incident points, which is great. For the amount of incidents I make in all the other races, this is really an improvement. But the thing is, the race hasn't completed yet. Anything can happen. And then we go. It's an off track there, and we got the second incident point. That's why you shouldn't be confident enough on iRacing. In racing, generally. They are extremely fast on the corner exits. I'm not sure, I'm gradual on the gas, but still I'm super.
That was your fastest lap of the session. The car in P2 just hit the fastest lap, 30.83.
The tire screeches sound which you are getting is the high proof that I am really driving on the edge, really driving to the extreme of this race. And even then I couldn't keep up with the top leaders. That is literally the 6th off-track event I am seeing from the car ahead of us. I love this track pretty much because of the uphills and low hills present in this track. It's really interesting to drive. by this time of this race, the car has increased the gap in front of me. But there is no car behind me as well. I'm literally on the edge of every piece of the track lines there. One single tire and it goes off track. Fast forwarding a bit because there is nothing much happened. We are now in 8th lap and final lap, by the way. Surprisingly, we have closed the gap in front of us. Let's try and see if we could utilize it. And then there's an opportunity because he was late break to overtake the car behind ahead of us, out of him. It's not utilized enough. I was early on the brakes because it's really a tough corner to control the car. Even if it brakes, the car would slide and ram into the car lovers. He's going for the inside. Oh, the race is complete.
There's the flag. It's over.
And we complete on 6th position. And these were the first overtake which has happened to me. There's a car goes wide there. That's a really daring move. I appreciate it. It's a really great move by the driver. The Ledenon just had the control and he precisely went into the inside. And this was the off-track event. That was slightly wide there, yeah.